Hey, this is David Spark. I'm at the Dreamforce conference. That's the Salesforce conference. And this is mostly a marketing sales type conference. It is not a cybersecurity conference, as I am slowly realizing, because there's very little about cybersecurity here. I've only kind of found 3 vendors, there may be more, but that's all I found, that sort of isolate in cybersecurity, and the ones out there that I know do cybersecurity, the bigger ones, don't have any cybersecurity reps. But that doesn't mean there isn't security around Salesforce. There very much is. They have their Shield product, which has been around for about 5 years, and that seems to sort of fill up the meat of what is needed by most people. But let me mention a few vendors that I ran into. One was Own Backup, and they essentially back up continuously your Salesforce data. And really, why do you lose Salesforce data? Good old-fashioned stupidity, that's why. People just accidentally delete things, and they're backing up all your data, even your metadata, which is great, and it's doing it continuously rather than the weekly backups that Salesforce may happen. So you can recover stuff after you stupidly delete something in Salesforce. They also have a kind of a cool developer sandbox environment which anonymizes your data. So if you're working with third-party developers and you want them working with your data but not knowing what your data is, it can be anonymized in that sandbox. Pretty darn cool. Another company called Fair Warning offers a audit platform, which I thought was interesting, where all the data that's coming into Salesforce, they're tracking it, they create a baseline of it, and then give you alerts if there's any anomalies in the behavior, like someone who might be leaving might want to copy and paste all the data from their account. And then, what was the last company I was looking at? Security Access Manager. Now, this is just a company that creates secure profiles for different groups within your company, which I was kind of shocked doesn't already exist in Salesforce's Shield or some other related product, but it doesn't. And so more of my concern would be they're going to be sort of marginalized pretty soon, because I wouldn't be surprised if Salesforce adds this very, very soon. Look, I spoke to somebody at Salesforce and they just said, look, this is not a security event. RSA, you go there, you're going to run into many, many players that do security for Salesforce. But regardless, he believes there's lots and lots of opportunity for security plays within the Salesforce ecosystem. So if you're not already playing, which many of you are because you know how big this darn ecosystem is, get on it. This is David Spark reporting from Dreamforce.